Today we're going to be ranking all the Scorpion characters in Mortal Kombat Mobile, starting from the worst to the best. But before, I want to invite you to our Discord server. The link is down below in the pinned comment, and here we have a lot of offers and also some free stuff when we're doing giveaways. So without further talk, let's get straight into the video. Alright, starting in with number 11, we have Silver Scorpion. His passive is called Deadly Arts, and he basically gets 15% attack for martial artist teammates, which is not that great, but considering he's a silver character, OG, introduced in 2015 I guess, it's a very good card for a silver character. And special 1 is pretty good. It's just a spear which can do infinite spam, and you apply stun also on it. His special 2 does nothing. It basically doesn't have anything applied to it, no bonuses whatsoever, but he has high damage on it. And on X-Ray, which I probably doubt that you're gonna use it, you apply Curse. He's a very good silver character, but in terms of gold and above, it's not that great. Moving on to number 10, we have our boy Scorpion Injustice. He's a martial artist character. His passive is called Hellfire, and you get 25% damage against enemies affected by fire. And the only thing which applies fire on this character is actually his special 2, but other than that, you don't really do anything with this character. But if you do have some gear specific which you can apply fire, or you can use it and maybe get some use of that passive. Also, in special 1 applies stun as all the other characters, but we'll see that not all of them apply stun, which is pretty good considering he's a gold card. In special 2 applies fire as I said, and it is also a high damage one. And on X-Ray you basically get Curse. Pretty sad that this character has not gotten any revamp or rework, but I basically wish that developers are gonna get some love to this character because he looks amazing in terms of, visual appearance, but in terms of the damage and the utility, it's not that great. Moving on to number 9, we have Ninjutsu Scorpion. His passive is called Deadly Arts, which is similar to the other Silver Scorpion. You have 30% attack for martial artist teammates, basically the same passive but doubled. The special 1 applies stun, and you can do spear spam with a specific gear and also talent. The special 2 is just a high damage, doesn't apply anything. And his X-Ray, which I doubt you're gonna use it, applies Curse. It's basically a better version of Silver Scorpion, and that's why he deserves to be at number 9. Moving on to number 8, which is I think the first Scorpion which gets an utility somewhere or somehow, we have Inferno Scorpion. His passive is called Vengeance, and each time Inferno Scorpion tags in, he gets 200% basic attack damage for 6 seconds. Not a lot, those 6 seconds just fly by very quick, but his special 1 applies stun, which is pretty cool, and you can do spear spam. His special 2 doesn't have anything applied to it but just high damage, and his X-Ray applies Curse just as the other Scorpions. First, martial artist slash NetherRealm character, which has a utility. A lot of people still consider this character a very good OG card, and they're still using and also enjoy while using it. So if you basically use some specific gears, you can make it very powerful. Moving on to top 7, we have Hanzo Hasashi Scorpion. This character is absolutely a menace. You can basically do a lot of things. Considering his passive called Crimson Strikes, you basically get a 10% chance on basic attack and 50% on combo enders to apply bleed. On top of that, he also has fire on one of his combo enders. Basically, the martial artists have a chance to get minus 50% power cost for special attacks against enemies affected by bleed. And also, those dot attacks can be stacked. A very good card, pretty useful, and also you can get him ascended and do brutality or friendship. His special 1 does stun. It's a spear, but it's not like all the previous Scorpions. It's a pretty new mechanic on the spear. His special 2 is a high damage attack and also applies fire, and his X-Ray also applies Curse as the previous Scorpions. I would highly recommend you to get this character and max it out. It is a lot of fun, but even back in the days when this Scorpion was released, he was pretty damn amazing. He's got that special 1 infinite spam. You basically could have just generate a lot of power using that special one and infinitely do some combos. It was pretty nasty using this character, but they patched this character. But he's pretty good sitting in at number 7. Moving into number 6, Breaking the Ice, we have our first diamond character sitting in the Netherrealm class, the one and only Cold Scorpion, released back in 2018, I guess, as the Cold War version of it, a gold version of the character, but he was basically converted into a diamond character, which makes it a little bit higher in our top. His passive is called Frost Burn, and upon achieving 80% on Flame Shield, which is special 2, applies Fire Dot for 9 seconds to the entire enemy team. And also Cold Scorpion is immune to fire, and on top of that, all Cold teammates that achieve 80% on special 2 apply Fire Dot on the enemy. So he's got a synergy with the Cold characters because he's a part of the Cold team, and also he's got that special 1 which basically applies stun. It's just a normal spear. Special 2 applies shield, and upon achieving 80% plus, which is pretty easy, you can basically get an addition of burning effect on the enemies. And on X-Ray we have Curse, a very good character. He's sitting in the mid tier, but to give an honest opinion of this character, he's not that good in terms of dealing damage. Yes, he can be used as a survivability method, but in terms of damage, I doubt it. Now we're moving to top 5 characters, and we should start off with Hellspawn Scorpion. Basically, the top 4 and top 5 can share the same position. I'm just gonna explain why I decided to put this character into top 5 and the other one top 4. Hellspawn Scorpion, the first diamond character to be released as a Scorpion tag. He's got a pretty interesting passive called Inferno Will, and all the martial artist teammates in your team are going to get 1.5 bars of power. That's pretty good, I guess. You can start up using that, Wrath of Hammer, and basically just rocking in with that X-Ray immediately as the battle starts. Also, Scorpion is immune to critical damage, and this is pretty amazing, and takes 50% less damage from Netherrealm opponents. He's in the martial artist / Netherrealm class, and his special 1 is pretty different. It's not like any other Scorpion. He applies fire, not stun. His special 2 applies bleed, and also it is a semi-grapple. It is a normal attack in the beginning, progressively gets into the grabbing the opponent and do it unblockable with bleed on top. His X-Ray applies curse, and I personally believe that I made a mistake putting this character at top 5, considering he's very useful and you can use it with any martial teammates. Stats just tell everything by themselves. It's a very, very good character as he's sitting in the top 5. Now going into number 4, we have our brand new released Mortal Kombat 1 Scorpion. His passive is called Wielding Fire, and you basically get like an armor shield called Fire Vitality after performing a special ability. You get 10% of energy on special 1, 30% on special 2, and 50% on Fatal Blow. And once that Fire Vitality bar is fully filled, you basically get like an invincibility timer whenever you're gonna get to 1 HP. And after the Fire Vitality expires, you're gonna get a little bit of damage on your opponent. It's not a crazy amount, but it's a good amount. And for the synergy, doesn't really do anything. It's just a basic bonus for him, not for your teammates. You are getting only 5 vitality energy on basic attacks for each martial artist teammates. Being a part of the Mortal Kombat 1 team, I have expected to be a lot better. A special 1 applies snare, and it is one of the most unique special ones out of all the Scorpion characters. His special 2 applies cripple. It is a high damage and it's not that long. It's pretty good, and also it's pretty easy to hit that minigame to 100%. His fatal blow attack, actually not called an X-ray, which we all thought, he applies fire. I don't know what to say else about his character. He's pretty good, a brand new addition to the game with a cool passive, basically a whole essay written to his passive. The only thing which saves this character, I think, is his special 1. The special 1 applying snare is one of the best things about this Scorpion. Moving on to top 3, breaking in the thin ice, we have classic Scorpion staying in the martial artist / Netherrealm class. His passive is absolutely broken, called "Get Over Here." I did a pretty good impression of that. Upon achieving 80% plus on his special one, it makes it unblockable and pulls the most wounded opponent from the enemy team into combat and causes bleed. What a tower monster, what a killer, what a pretty useful character. Even at Fusion Zero, you basically get everything with that special one. But the whole twist on this character is actually his passive, which makes it one of the most broken cards in the entire game. And sitting it in the gold class, that's pretty much unfair. The special 2 applies fire. It is a high damage, not extreme one. And also on special 3, which is X-ray, is gonna do curse. A very good character, very reliable, pretty interesting. The design is simple yet so beautiful. An OG card sitting in the top 3, it still amazes. Alright, moving on to top 2. We have Strikeforce Scorpion, basically called Spec Ops Scorpion in the past, starting it as a gold card and then converted into a diamond card. It is a broken S tier card in my opinion. His passive called Tactical Extraction. Whenever your teammate is going to be knocked out, your Scorpion is going to tag in and counterattack with a heavy damage, same giving the teammate recover 50% of their health. And also, if you're gonna get 2 Strikeforce teammates, you're gonna get on top 1 more revive per match. And also in the synergy part, Strikeforce characters do 10% more damage against Rona characters. That's not a very good synergy, but a whole passive rated above is just absolutely brilliant. On special 1, you basically get stun, and yes, you can do infinite spear spam. His special 2 is not that great. It used to be unblockable in the past, but now it's just a normal attack, dealing high damage and also regen. Pretty annoying. Like, this regen is gonna last for like 3 years, I'm not gonna lie. This regen is pretty powerful. And on his X-ray, he's gonna do curse. One of the most useful and best cards in the entire game. I'm not even kidding. Probably not sitting in the S tier. I consider it as an A tier, but he can be on top of that list. And the moment we all been waiting for, top 1, the best character in the entire game and also the best Scorpion, Mortal Kombat 11 Scorpion. What a GOAT. Released in the update 2.0, he basically devastated the entire game and broke it up. Passive called Devouring Flame states that at the beginning of the match, he's gonna do fire on 3 opponents for 9 seconds, and for each tag in, we're gonna do more fire, and also these fire attacks can be stacked. By the way, all the Mortal Kombat 11 teammates have 25% chance for a lethal blow on basic attacks. This is a monster. This is the most broken card from the entire Mortal Kombat mobile history. Special 1 doesn't do anything. You might say, hey, that's a pretty useless attack, right? Of course not. Basically, his special 1, upon achieving 90% in the minigame, which is pretty easy, you get a crushing blow, a brand new attack introduced back in, I think, 2020 with the update 2.0. And also on top of that, you can do infinite combos without being interrupted with this character. His special 1 is basically goated. You don't have to do anything, just spam that special 1, use the specific talents and the specific gears, and that's it, you're good to go. You are getting also cripple on the opponent. His special 2 applies bleed. It is, I don't know, it's called Death Spin, but it's so lame that even if you are defeating an opponent, you are getting like negative frames. If the opponent is not gonna die, you are fine. But if your opponent is gonna die from special 2, you're gonna get a lot of disadvantage. But I don't consider it too useful. And his Fatal Blow, not X-Ray, is going to do fire on top of it to the entire team. That's one of the most incredible characters in Mortal Kombat Mobile. I definitely recommend you, I mean, that's not a recommendation, that's a must. You must get your hands on this character ASAP. Not even classic Liu Kang stand a chance against Mortal Kombat 11 Scorpion. Applying fire, infinite combos, infinite special 1 chain, this character is a GOAT. Alright, that was it it was a pretty long video, a pretty long list, considering we have 11 characters in the game. That was all my opinion, my personal thoughts. If you don't want to agree with me, it is fine. We have both different opinions and we shall respect that. Hope you guys enjoyed this video and we'll see you in the next one.